Welcome to the deep dive. We try to cut through the noise, bring you the insights that really matter, just for you. Today
Mhm.
we're looking at an industry that's, well, it's not just growing; it's exploding, and it's quietly changing everything about education, about professional development all over the world. We're talking about something that's probably already part of your life, maybe in ways you don't even think about. But the scale is something else. Prepare to be
Thank
amazed.
you.
So this deep dive, it's all about understanding the global e-learning market. We're going to unpack its massive growth, look at what's really driving it, and figure out what it means for how you learn, how you work, how you stay informed. Our mission, like always, is to give you that shortcut to get you really informed about this booming sector with some genuinely eye-opening facts. We've been digging into some detailed research on this, looking at projections stretching out over the next decade or so. Okay, so let's get straight into the numbers. They really tell the story here. When we talk e-learning, we mean everything, right? Not just university courses online.
Exactly. It's corporate training, those apps you use to pick up a skill, online course platforms, even like AI tutors, anything digital that helps you learn.
Right. So the report we looked at lays out these figures. Back
Mhm.
in 2021, the market was already pretty big, but the forecasts, they're just staggering. What are we actually looking at, numbers-wise?
They really are staggering. So, okay, 2021, the global market, it was already pulling in about $168 billion. That's billion with a B. Significant.
Okay, 168 billion, not small change.
Not at all, but it's the speed, the velocity of the growth that's incredible. Just a few years later, by 2025, it's expected to hit almost $315 billion. So nearly double in just 4 years.
Well, okay, doubling.
And here's the big one. By 2033, the projection is $1,100 billion.
1,000. 100 billion.
That's right, over $1 trillion.
$1 trillion for e-learning.
$1 trillion. It puts it on par with the entire economy of, well, quite a few countries. It makes e-learning a massive economic force. The research flat out calls it one of the fastest growing sectors anywhere.
Okay, $1 trillion. That really makes you stop and think. It's not just growth. It's, like you said, an explosion.
Yeah.
So what's behind this? What's actually fueling this monumental shift? The report mentioned a few key things. Right?
Absolutely. It's not just one thing. It's several powerful forces coming together. First off, there's just the wider adoption of digital learning platforms, virtual classrooms. The pandemic definitely gave that a huge push.
Sure, it forced everyone's hand in a way.
It did. But it also proved these things worked, that they were necessary. Then, tied into that is the huge rise of mobile learning. Your phone, your tablet, they're classrooms now.
Right, learning on the go.
Precisely. And then there's the really exciting stuff like artificial intelligence showing up in education tools.
Ah, AI. How's that playing out?
Well, imagine AI that doesn't just, mark your answers, but gives you detailed feedback on how you write or identifies exactly where you're struggling at math and adjusts the lesson just for you.
Truly personalized learning then.
Exactly. We're talking about learning paths that adapt in real time to your pace, your style, your weak spots, making sure it's always hitting the right note for you. That's not science fiction. It's starting to happen.
That sounds incredibly powerful, especially, for someone listening who wants to learn efficiently, really understand something without getting lost.
That's the promise. And beyond the tech, you've got the basics, flexibility and cost. E-learning is often way more affordable than traditional routes, and you can fit it around your life.
Anytime, anywhere learning. That phrase really sums it up.
It does. For individuals, it opens up access. For companies, it's a super efficient way to train people spread all over the globe. Add in better and wider internet access pretty much everywhere.
And you've got a perfect storm for growth.
You really do. And there's growing demand for that personalized experience we talked about, plus serious investment pouring into these education technologies. It all feeds into this massive expansion.
It's a powerful mix. Mobile, AI, cost, access.
Yeah.
These aren't just trends. They're fundamentally changing how you, listening right now, might learn something new next year or train for a promotion. It's a different world.
Okay, so this trillion-dollar wave isn't hitting everywhere the same way, is it? That's what I found really interesting. The regional differences are huge. Where's the growth hottest? Are there any surprises?
Yeah, the regional picture is fascinating. It really shows where the momentum is building. And looking ahead, Asia-Pacific APAC is set to become the absolute giant, the largest market by 2033.
Okay, Asia Pacific. Okay.
It's incredibly dynamic. The growth is just explosive there. Think about this. In 2021, it's about almost $49 billion.
Right.
By 2025, it's projected to hit nearly $94 billion. And by 2033, hold on, $347 billion, almost $350 billion.
Wow. So from under 50 billion to nearly 350 billion in about 12 years. That's incredible. Who's driving that within APAC?
Well, China is the big engine there.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal growth projected from about $13.5 billion in 2021 up to nearly $100 billion, $99 billion by 2033. Almost $100 billion just in China.
Yeah. Massive investment, huge population hungry for education. Then you have India, also huge growth, from under $7 billion expected to jump to over $53 billion.
$53 billion in India.
Driven by, a young tech-savvy population, lots of people looking to upskill. And Japan's significant too, growing from around $7 billion to over $45 billion. It's a seismic shift in where learning investment is flowing.
Okay, so APAC is the future powerhouse. But North America isn't exactly sleeping, right? It's still a major player.
Oh, absolutely. North America has been a leader and continues to be a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Really strong numbers. It started at nearly $60 billion back in 2021.
$60 billion, okay.
Projected to hit about $110 billion by 2025. And by 2033, about $370 billion. So actually still slightly larger than APAC in the final projection. Neck and neck, really.
Neck and neck. $370 billion. And the U.S. is the giant within that, right? Globally even.
Yes. The U.S. is the single biggest country market in the world for e-learning. It accounted for, $47 billion in 2021?
$47 billion.
And it's projected to reach an amazing $287 billion by 2033, just the U.S. market alone.
$287 billion. Wow.
And Canada and Mexico are strong, too. Canada going from about $7 billion up to over $48 billion. Mexico from around $5.5 billion up to over $34 billion. So, yeah, deep adoption right across North America.
Okay, North America and APAC as the two titans.
Yeah.
What about Europe? Still a big market, I assume?
Definitely. Europe shows really solid, robust growth. Maybe not quite the explosive acceleration of APAC, but very strong. It was about $36.5 billion in 2021.
36, okay.
That grows to nearly $67 billion by 2025, and the projection for 2033 is around $225 billion.
$225 billion. Significant. Any leaders within Europe that stand out?
Germany leads the pack in Europe. It's forecast to grow from about $8.4 billion to over $55 billion by 2033.
$55 billion for Germany.
Yeah. The UK and France are also major contributors. The UK going from around $4.6 billion up to nearly $30 billion. France from about $4.3 billion to over $25 billion. So you see strong growth across the major European economies. Even smaller countries show growth, like Luxembourg going from under $500 million to maybe $2.4 billion. It touches everywhere.
Right, it really is widespread. But the story isn't just about these huge established markets, is it? What about other regions, places where maybe the starting point was smaller, but the impact is just as profound?
That's a really important point. The growth is truly global. Look at South America. Strong regional growth there from about $11 billion in 2021.
$11 billion, okay.
Projected to hit over $75 billion by 2033. E-learning there is crucial for bridging distances, getting quality education out there.
And Brazil's the leader there, I saw.
Yes, Brazil leads the way. Expected to go from about $4.3 billion up to nearly $29 billion. Huge jump. Argentina and Colombia are also showing really significant growth, both projected to be well over $10 billion markets by 2033.
So, really taking off across South America. What about the Middle East?
Solid growth there, too. The region as a whole is expected to go from under $9 billion in 2021 to over $58 billion by 2033. Lots of investment in professional development, higher ed, using tech.
And Saudi Arabia leads that region.
That's right. Saudi Arabia projected to grow from $2.5 billion to nearly $17 billion. Turkey and the UAE also making big strides, both heading towards the $10 billion mark or more. It's part of a bigger strategy, investing in human capital.
Makes sense. And finally, Africa. The report had numbers for Africa, too.
Yes. Now, Africa is starting from a smaller base, around $3.5 billion in 2021.
$3.5 billion.
But the proportional growth is really impressive. It's projected to reach almost $24 billion by 2033. That's nearly a seven-fold increase.
Wow, seven-fold. That's huge potential.
Huge potential and huge impact. It's helping to address educational needs, providing skills in areas where development is happening rapidly.
And within Africa, South Africa is the largest.
South Africa is the biggest market, yes, growing from about $1.6 billion to over $11 billion. Nigeria also shows strong growth, from about $500 million up to nearly $3.7 billion. It really highlights how e-learning is creating opportunities in emerging economies.
Looking at all these regions together, it's just striking how universal this is.
It really is. South America, Middle East, Africa. alongside the giants in North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific.
Yeah.
It underlines this fundamental need, this demand for learning that's accessible, that's flexible. It's not a niche thing anymore. It's a global transformation in how we learn.
So let's bring it back. What does this all actually mean? For you listening right now, maybe you're a student, maybe you're working and thinking about upscaling, maybe you just love learning new things. These aren't just numbers. This changes things, right?
It fundamentally changes things. This isn't a temporary blip. The scale of this growth, this move towards $1 trillion market, it signals a permanent shift, how we get knowledge, how we share it.
That anytime, anywhere access to personalization.
Yeah.
It's becoming the norm.
It's becoming the expectation, I think. And remember, it's not just degrees. It's corporate training, learning a trade, lifelong learning just for enrichment. E-learning provides this incredibly flexible path for constant development, which is, frankly, essential in the world today.
It puts you, the learner, much more in control.
Absolutely. You can tailor it, your schedule, your budget, how you learn best. It's creating this infrastructure for continuous growth personally and professionally.
Which really connects back to what we try to do here at the Deep Dive. E-learning is this powerful tool for you to get informed, to gain knowledge efficiently, effectively, tailored just for you. It's making knowledge more democratic, more accessible than ever. What a journey. Just wrapping our heads around that global picture. From, what, $168 billion just a few years ago, heading towards over $1 trillion by 2033, driven by tech, driven by this deep human need for flexible, personalized ways to learn.
It really makes you wonder, though, as this market just keeps exploding and technologies like AI get woven deeper and deeper into it, what's next? What kind of completely new ways of learning might pop up that we can't even imagine right now?
That's a fascinating thought.
Could it totally reshape schools, universities? Could it even change what we mean by being educated? Maybe it becomes less about the degree you got years ago and more about the skills you're constantly learning and improving right now, online. What does that future look like?
A lot to think about there. How this evolving landscape might change things for you personally. We hope this deep dive gave you some valuable insights. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring.